Good morning, Evelyn. This is Melody here. I'm going to try to demonstrate here how to put together the Omega juicer and use it a little bit and then take it apart and clean it. I'm all by myself with this camera, so I'll do my best, all by myself here. So let's give it a shot and see what I can do. You're going to see just my hands in the machine work throughout the video mostly, so because I can't get it up where my face is and everything too. So these are the different parts you see here, and this is the cleaning brush. The screen goes with that. So let's just start with, this is the first piece that goes on. You just put it in there, jiggle it a little, and it should go right in, and then you turn it this way to secure it on there. It has up here open and close, so over this way is, or that direction is to secure it. Then this is the next piece that goes in. This is the, you could call it auger part, or anyways, the part that crushes, that turns around and crushes up the vegetables and things. And we just slip it in there, and there's a hole right in the center there, and you just kind of wiggle it in, and it'll just slip right in there and make sure it's all the way in. And then this part, this is the juicer part. This has the screen around it, so this is for sure the juicer part. Now I'm going to show you a different part here. This one is called the blank, and it doesn't have a screen to squeeze out the juice. This one is for a different purpose. If you just want to mash up or crush up things, it can kind of make a nut, crush up nuts or different things, and I'll explain more about that later. So anyway, this needs to slide in there a certain way, because right in here there's a space. There's a bump here and a bump here, and this needs to go right in between here. I have had this break off on one before, and they got me a new one, this piece right here. But anyway, so that needs to slide in there, and just sometimes you wiggle it just a little bit to make sure it slides in there, and then it'll all fit well. And you want it to make sure that it all, goes easy and fits well before you turn it on. Now, this won't go on well. This is the next piece, and it won't go on well if it isn't all fit together well at this point. So this piece is the next piece, and you just, get it in there where it slips right on, and then turn it to close to your, I guess that would be to your right, and then left to open it and bring it off. So slip it on and turn it this way, and now it's secured. And if it slips on well like that, you put the rest of it together well. Now this is the next piece I put on. This just goes right up here like this to make it a little easier to put stuff in here without it falling all over. And then this is the pusher or tamper. There's different names for this, but anyway, we'll just call it the pusher for right now. And it's made to go this way, but it can go either way. I sometimes like to push it this way because it doesn't fit as tight, and sometimes it's just easier to push stuff down. So either way, it can totally go either way. I hope that's not too high. That may be too high where you're not seeing that. Let's see. Well, I'm just gonna take the chance, or maybe I better lift the camera up just a little bit for a minute. Okay, so I'm talking about this part right here. Hopefully you can see that. Putting this in and out, or this way, either way. Okay, now let me just check the camera and see if we're still good here. Okay, yeah, you can see both, or all of that. Okay. So then the next thing is we're going to put this, make sure this screen is on, because it helps strain out a little more of the excess pulp, and slide it right under there. And then slide this right up here. It can go either way. Really doesn't matter too much. And this is the trash bin. This is where the pulp will come out. And then the juice will come right out this area right here into here. And you just want to line it up where it goes on the screen. And okay, well, I'm going to pause the video and then get ready to put some stuff in, and then we'll start it again. Okay, I think I'm ready to put some items through. I just want to say real quick here that I'm mostly doing vegetables, mostly the greens right now, and I'll just show you how I do this because of the lady Susan, that video I put on, the lady that does the Bright Line Eating and that weight loss program. She encouraged or indicated that she doesn't really do the juice thing much, but the main point is when we juice any kind of sweet things, fruit or whatever, we concentrate the sugar and take out the fiber and stuff, and it should be very minimally used when you put an apple or something in to just make it taste better. But I've been learning how to just drink it, you know, kind of straight. I don't make a whole lot, and I just drink it down straight, and it doesn't taste very great, but it's not very much, and chase it with a little water, and you really do get used to it. Your taste buds start adjusting, and that'll be so much better for your diabetes, rather than having any kind of sweet stuff in the juice. So anyway, I've cut up the broccoli that I have here a little bit smaller, so I needed to do that. So let's see how it goes, see what you can see here. I do have some celery here that we're juicing this morning. A lot of times I've just been juicing kale and broccoli. And the kale is this rainbow, is just a bag of organic chopped up, they call it rainbow kale because it's a mix of like 3 different kinds of kale, which works fine. It's kind of handy because it's already chopped up. So you're just putting it down here through the hole. And I'm sorry, I didn't mention the switch to turn it on should be right here in the back of it. You'll find it right down at the bottom base of the machine in the very back in the center. It's just a simple switch that goes off and on. A little bit of carrots here just to show you. They're just some little baby carrots here. Just to show you how they can go in here and grind right up too real well. So I think you can see well here how just is real easy, real nice. It's so wonderful because the auger part is slow and it doesn't heat up the juice and destroy nutrients and stuff. So this is a great machine for this. At another time I'll show you other things I do with this machine besides juicing that I find just real great. With that other that blank, that other part that goes in here that doesn't have the screen. It does other neat things. Okay. So, let's see. To not make this video quite as long, I'm going to pause it here while I finish up this little bit more, and then I'll show you the next step. Alright, we're all done here, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the machine off. One other thing I want to explain about the switch is it actually does go both ways. It goes all the way to the left, it switches on like this, or in the middle is off, or it pulses over to the right, and it turns the auger in there the opposite direction. if you had something a little bit stuck, you could turn it to the right, the switch, and it would actually go backwards. If you can, I don't know if you can see that, and maybe get something unstuck. But you always want to make sure it's flipped to the left to make stuff go through and come out. So you want to make sure of that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off now. And I like to tip up my juicer. It's just my little habit to get out the last little bit of juice that kind of gets stuck in this area right here. Now I'm going to move this trash, and I'm going to try to take it apart here. We'll take this out of the way. Actually, I like to put this right under here so any drips while I'm taking it apart. And here we have our juice here, and we're going to set that aside. And then I'm going to take it apart right here because it's kind of hard to move the camera and everything where you can see over at the sink. So, so take off this piece, and you're just going to wash and clean that out. It's real easy. And then we'll go ahead and take out this piece off first, just backwards of how we put it together, and get out some of the pulp from there. I get out the excess before I put it in the sink to wash it. So we have that there ready to wash, and then just slip this out. I think it's really easy to clean, and I get off the excess pulp from the auger there a little bit, and then that's ready to go to the sink and rinse out. We'll go ahead and take this out next, rinse that out, take this piece off to rinse out, and I'm going to rinse my hands off for a second. Make things a little cleaner here. And then this part, remember we just turned this black area here to the right now to loose this part, and now just a little prying up and down and it'll come right off, and now it's ready to take and rinse and wash out. And this brush here you can use for everything, works well. When you go to clean this part, the brush works real well to help clean around this screen. You'll want to clean around the screen inside and out to get that all clean. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video again for a second and finish showing you the last little part of the juice. There's just a little bit of pulpy stuff in the top part of this in the screen that I'm going to just go ahead and rinse the screen out and rinse that out down the sink. And then I'm going to pour the juice in a little jar, and I'll show you what I do next with that. Alright, so this is a green powder mix I get here that is a combination of wheatgrass juice, barley grass juice, and alfalfa juice powder. Or I should say wheatgrass juice powder, barley grass juice powder, and alfalfa grass juice powder. And you can ask me anything about that if you want to try some later, but it just gives the green juice an extra boost for nutrition. So I like to put a spoonful of that in there also, and just give yourself some serious alkalizing green juice that is amazing. Now remember what this was, just the broccoli, kale, there was a teeny bit of carrot, a couple of stalks of celery, and I just put that green powder in there, and now I'm putting the lid on here good, and I'm giving it a good shake. Shake it up really good so that powder gets mixed well in there. And then voila, and it's really not so bad. And you'll get used to it. You really will. It's not so bad. I'm going to get a little bit of water in here. It's just nice to have just a little bit of water, kind of gets any little bit strong taste out of your mouth. It's great, Evelyn. I'm telling you, you can get used to it. And you know, if you need to start out by putting a little bit of Granny Smith apple in there or whatever first, just go right ahead. Just work toward juicing less fruit in and way more vegetables. It's going to be so good for you in so many ways. and it'll really be better. You know, with diabetes, it's a concern to get to be juicing much of anything sweet. So we'll work toward that. And you can see it wasn't very much, so it's not like a big huge glass. So it wasn't, you know, and yet it's a real serious boost of nutrition. So I think I've covered most everything. Please ask any questions if there's something I haven't covered well, and I hope this video wasn't too long. And I'll go ahead and upload it as soon as I can. Hope that was helpful.